Hi everyone, welcome to our tech talk for our app Postmaker. My name is Sonia.
My name is Esther.
My name is Lucas.
So just to tell you a little bit more about ourselves, my name is Sonia. I'm going to be a senior in high school and I live in Dallas, Texas. And I was in charge of making the template creator portion of the project.
I'm Lucas. I'm from California. I'm also going to be a senior in high school, and I was in charge of the photo recognition part.
My name is Esther, and I am from California, also a senior next year, and I was in charge of creating the multi-page React web app and the caption presets. So here is a brief table of contents that show what we will be covering in our tech talk today. We will identify the problem that initiated this project and the product we envisioned that provides a solution for said problem. We will also be talking about the project structure and specific code / components of our web application, Postmaker. In the end, we will reflect on our entire Code Labs internship process.
So the idea of this project was given to us by our mentor, Megan. She was discussing the difficulties that come with modern day posting apps and having to keep posting on different social media sites. She said that posts are difficult to create and customize. So we took this idea and we wanted to make it more specific. And so we asked our family and friends, we conducted a survey about like the difficulties of posting. And the results of the survey stated that our family and friends wanted easier templates and caption makers, which is what led us to create Postmaker, an app that has templates, captions, and is really easy to use.
So what does our finished product have? Well, Postmaker allows you to upload your custom flyers and you can make your own captions, or you can allow Postmaker to recognize the images, the words that are already on your flyer. You can also choose a pre-made flyer that we made for you, and you can make your own captions. Postmaker is made for students participating in clubs, most importantly, high school students or college students.
The progression of our development process is shown in the following timeline. The first week, we got organized into this group based on our project preferences and met each other for the first time. Megan, our group mentor, explained the Code Labs process and walked us through the original idea of creating a social media post generator. Team members then brainstormed and finalized on a cohesive vision of what our project will look like. In week 2, we started familiarizing ourselves with the different tools that we would employ during the process in order to work efficiently. We spent time exploring GitHub, React, and other project management tools by completing tutorials, creating repositories, small web apps, and etc. Week 3 marked the bigger chunk of our code development, where we allocated different aspects of our product and worked individually to complete those tasks. During the last week, with the help and guidance of Megan and Minjay, we consolidated everything into one complete functioning web application known as Postmaker. So here is some of the example of the code that we wrote. I was in charge of creating a multi-page React app serving as the basic framework for Postmaker. I did so through a React router, adding in separate pages for each of our different functions and a navigation feature so users would be able to easily access those pages through hyperlinks. I used YouTube tutorials from Trevor C. Media and DevEd that helped me a lot during the process. So here is the app.js file. You can see that I created different routing pathways for home, templates, and create, which was further divided into auto and manual, which will be expanded on later in the presentation. Here is the nav file with links to different pages. And here is a simple look at 2 of the pages, home and create. Here it's a bit small, but you can still see that there are separate links for auto and manual. So I was also mainly responsible for the manual or caption preset portion, which is a component of Postmaker inspired by the game Mad Libs. For those of you that don't know, Mad Libs is a template word game where one fills in the blank to a story without knowing the context. So they're only given the part of speech or other instructions that serve as placeholders in the blank. So in the end, it creates a completely bizarre story. Basically, for Postmaker, it is the same concept where users would be able to input all the information of an upcoming event, and those inputs will be automatically generated into a caption. For my code, I took inspiration from a pre-existing repo that I found on GitHub by Colorless Energy. It was originally written in HTML, so I experienced a lot of trial and error. I originally planned to make the HTML file or HTML folder into a GitHub page and trying to fetch the data from the URL within React. But in the end, I just modified the code in a way that complied with React. So here is the manual.js and caption.js pages, but I couldn't include the entire code, but you get the gist of the idea. So here, this page is what our web app looks like when we first open it up. And this is the home page. If you click on Create, it will redirect you to this page where you can either choose auto or manual. And here is what the manual or generate your caption page looks like. At the bottom, there is an enter an event instruction and a space for users to type in the event name. Once they press confirm, it will carry over to the next instruction and so on. The information is categorized into event, date, time, location, and address code. So once all the information is inputted, the user will have a complete generated caption.
All right, so I was in charge of the photo generation part of our project. So first I had to figure out how to upload images into our project. And I found a repository on GitHub by Finador called React Image Upload. I took huge inspiration from his code and created a image upload that allows you to upload your flyer. Then I had to figure out how we can recognize the words on the image. So I found an API online called Tesseract that allows for optical image recognition. So on the left is the image recognition, and on the right is the image upload. So here, if you click on the Create tab and click on Auto, you'll be redirected to this page where you can see a single image icon in the middle. This icon, if you click on it, allows you to upload your images. So once you selected the image that you want to upload, so right here I have a flyer, a high school flyer. This app is going to automatically start trying to recognize the words on the image. And once it's done, you can see that we have recognized most of the words on the image. There are some gibberish because it thinks that some of the graphics are words and incorrectly reads them. But this is the caption that we have automatically generated for you. If you don't want to use this, you can create your own caption.
So my part of the project was the template creator. Basically, we wanted a page that already had pre-made templates that people could edit and put whatever words they wanted on the screen, and then be able to download and easily post to any social media site. And you can see some of the code in front of you right now. There's the templates.css page, which shows the structure of the code. And then there's also the rendering page, which shows how the images were rendered, and everything that you see when you get to the screen is on there. I did take a lot of inspiration from Avantika Minashki's React Meme Maker. If you don't know what a meme maker is, it's basically has pre-made photos, and then you can insert top and bottom captions to the photos. And our template maker is very similar to that. As you can see on this page, there's top text and bottom text, and then there's a background image already made. If we go to the next page, then you can see that you can type whatever you want in the top text and the bottom text, and then you can move them to whatever place you would like on the page. And you can click download post for easy downloads, and then be able to put it on any social media site that you wanted. So throughout this process, we all learned a lot. Specifically, we learned how to collaborate with a team using React, Git, and GitHub. I myself haven't coded much in the past, and I've had no experience with React or GitHub at all. So it was really interesting to learn how React is used, how GitHub is used, and really just gain more knowledge on that. I also learned how code is organized. I learned that it's really important, like organization-wise, especially when you're working in a team. It's really important to make sure that your code is clean and you know where everything is so that it's easily integratable and easily functioning as well.
Going off of what Sonia said about collaboration, I think that was a big part of the CodeLabs experience, especially when we created a GitHub repository and we worked on our separate branches, and the process of integrating our code, pushing and pulling all the different files together, it was a really new and challenging experience for all of us. And for me personally, I don't have the most background in coding. I learned Python through Treehouse, and that's like the extent of my experience with CS. So CodeLabs really allowed me to explore more of what computer science has to offer, like languages like JS, CSS, and HTML.
We also learned the details involved in web application development, that folder structures are super important, and you can have a server and you can have a client. And the widened horizon of computer science, although we only did web development, there were so much online resources. And then there are also other topics of computer science that we haven't even explored yet.
And further work that could be done to improve Postmaker. So currently we have Postmaker on the local host from React, but in the future we would like to publish it to a public server. And another portion we really want to have is to integrate the auto and manual features. So we want the photo recognition to automatically recognize the words on the flyer and categorize the information into the event, time, date, blah, blah, blah. And then so it would translate directly to a manually generated caption. The other thing is that we want to allow users to edit the caption directly in our web app and for them to access the application in social media sites such as Instagram and Facebook.
And then for specifically the templates aspect of the project, right now users can only have one option on font and size, but in the future we'd like to expand the options for fonts and sizes and possibly also add filters to the templates. We also want users to be able to upload their own photos to the templates if they have a specific photo that's in mind.
Thank you so much for listening to our Tech Talk. If you have any questions regarding Postmaker, please feel free to reach us through the emails and phone numbers provided below. Oh, here are some of the credits.
So, and we want to thank SlidesGo for giving us these slides and letting us edit them.
And that'll be the end of our presentation.